traded it all.
So welcome back. My next guest has been on my show before. It's been a while that you've been on, but I have with me Chad Gamage, and he is the president of Arizona Retirement Company. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do, what we're going to talk about today. Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you. It's good to be back. Arizona Retirement Company is located in Gilbert, Arizona, in the Western Skies Business Center. My background is about 20 years of business consulting and development before I got into retirement consulting. And I created the Modern Retirement Design, which is a proprietary three-coffer retirement strategy. And also I created the executive bonus contract for business owners and corporations that want to protect their key employees. And I'm also certified by the National Social Security Association, the NSSA, and it allows me to educate and consult regarding Social Security matters. Now,
being that you brought that up, we're going to open up the lines to everyone to be able to call in and get a free Social Security analysis, which tell them what that is and what that kind of entails, and what they would expect from it.
Sure. Well, it's a pretty simple process. I need to gather some information from the client, of course, and I plug that information into the big computer in the sky, and it's going to tell us how to optimize our Social Security benefits. We don't want to leave money on the table if we can avoid it, so it's a great tool, and I see it increasing people's Social Security dramatically. Sometimes it's $100,000 or more over their retirement, and it's a real eye-opener for many clients.
Well, let me just say this. First of all, if you have to know when. That's the first step, is to know when to do it, which can you help them with that too, obviously?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Sometimes people have in their mind, I'm going to retire at a certain time, I'm going to start collecting Social Security at a certain time, and they don't realize that maybe using that Social Security later, let it increase 8% each year is a better return for them than spending down investments that are getting a much lower return. A CD, for example, go cash that in, live on that. Go worry about your money market and things like that with the lower return, and let's delay that Social Security if possible, because that's going to provide a higher lifetime income stream, and that's much more important than these risky assets that could otherwise just disappear overnight.
Now, do you help people valley-wide?
I do.
Okay. And you're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. You do free consultations. With the number to call direct, it's 480-524-0508. The website is azretirementco for company, co.com. And they are located in Gilbert, but you can help anyone from anywhere. Okay. And one of the things that I want to talk about, and I got to go into it right away, and I'm so glad you brought it up right away too, which is about this modern retirement design. What is that?
Sure. The modern retirement design is a proprietary three-coffer retirement strategy that guarantees the client is going to have the right amount of income to last throughout their retirement, that will also allow them to live out the lifestyle that they choose. That's the first part of the modern retirement design. Secondly, it's going to guarantee that they can afford the goals that they have. Besides their income, they also have goals, trips, cars, second homes, whatever it might be. We want to make sure that money's set aside separately and will be there, and we'll use it according to a plan. So a car every 5 years, trips every year. We know where that money's coming from. It doesn't affect the income. And then the third coffer is for our emergency funds. It's always going to be there when we need it for medical expenses, home or auto repairs, that type of thing. But uniquely is they don't affect one another. So our income's there for income purposes. Our money we set aside for our goals is there for our goals, and the emergency fund for emergency funds. One doesn't affect the other. So the modern retirement design also doesn't involve any risk. My clients generally aren't looking for that in a serious retirement plan. But they also know that if they meet the goals of the modern retirement design, they can use their assets, their other earnings, whatever, for risk. because their retirement's taken care of. Their plan is set. They got their income, they've got their goals, they got their emergency money. So if they want to go to the casino with extra money, they can. If they want to open a puppy parlor, go right ahead. They can afford the subsequent losses that can come with those things.
Now, again, you're valley-wide. You do free consultations. The phone number to call him direct, it's 480-524-0508. The website is azretirementco.com, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. And we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in. Well, we're giving it to everyone. You said everyone's going to get a free Social Security analysis. I believe everyone should have that. It doesn't matter, even if obviously if you're taking it, it might be a little bit different. But, especially for those women out there that are listening, they should definitely have that done. If you've been divorced, you need to have that done. Find out where you're at. Maybe you need to take it from your ex if you can, right?
Yep, absolutely.
There's so many different
benefit is a big deal.
There's a lot of different reasons. And do you do second opinions for people as well?
Yeah, quite often, actually.
I'm sure.
Because of our comprehensive analysis, it's easy for us to work with a client on a second opinion basis.
Okay. And again, our number here, we're giving this away for everyone, is a Social Security analysis. The number to call is 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I just want to know why you created this modern retirement design. Why did you do it?
Yeah, sure. Well, it was, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago when I was looking at my own retirement. And that's when I kind of realized there was a void out there. And I basically, at that time, I was self-employed, and I was a business consultant, and I was in search for answers. What I found was what I call financial fantasy, financial entertainment, and what I've come to just call financial gray matter. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not simple to understand, and I really just couldn't make heads or tails of it at first. And so, like I've done for many years for my business clients, as a business consultant, I tried to create a solution. And that would fill that void that I found, and which makes sense of retirement planning. It makes it simple, and that's how the modern retirement design came about.
Now, what does it mean that you're certified by the National, or I think it's what is it called?
National Social Security Advisors.
Yeah. What does it mean by that you are certified with them?
Well, there's training involved, obviously. It's horribly dry. It is just a painful testing process, just because there's nothing that really.
But someone's got to do it.
But yeah, you got to do it, and it makes a lot of sense once you've completed that process, because you find out how helpful that is for people. And when people don't have pensions like we used to, we haven't saved money like we used to, that Social Security is sometimes all they've got to hang on to.
Right. We hope it's still there.
Yeah, it should be, at least for most of us. I think they're saying 2035 we'll still be receiving up to 79% of our benefit. But
and you want to get as much as you can, and that's what this is all about.
Optimize.
Again, we've got our lines open here for everyone to call in. You're getting a free Social Security analysis from him. When you do that and you go through it, it's like from soup to nuts. They'll know exactly where they'll stand. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. It involves, like I said, some information provided by the prospective client. We need their earnings history. It's real simple. Go to socialsecurity.gov, and I think it's ssa.gov. Get your earnings history, print that out, send it over to us. I got a form to fill out after that. Basically, we're going to look at what's available to you at age 62, what's available to you at age 70, and then we're going to look at how do we look at your spousal benefits, and the different dates and things are very important. There's thousands of combinations that go into optimizing that program.
Quick question, though. Can they do it on their own?
No, probably not.
Probably not. You think you can, but probably not.
Probably not.
And it's very hard to understand that website, isn't it?
Actually, the Social Security website's not too bad. It's pretty easy to log on or create an account. That's easy. It's easy to get your earnings history, but that's going to be pretty basic information to actually figure out how it works with spousal benefits, ex-spousal benefits, to timing. There's literally thousands of combinations that go into the optimization of your Social Security benefit.
You need an expert, and he's certified in this. And we've got our lines open here for everyone to get a free Social Security analysis. Our number here here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. His phone number direct, he does free consultations. It's 480-524-0508. It's azretirementco.com. Toy Spot. So welcome back. We're talking with Chad Gamage, and he's the president of Arizona Retirement Company. We've been talking a little bit about the programs that you've designed, and one of them that you've mentioned is the executive bonus contract. What is that?
Well, as the name implies, it's a retirement strategy designed specifically for business owners and executives. It's designed around certain internal revenue codes, which provide a list of advantages for both the company and the select individual, the executive or the business owner. There's basically 4 key elements to consider for the business. For one, it's a select benefit. In other words, it's not a 401k program. It doesn't apply to everybody. It's for your key employees, your business owners. It's you get to choose that for yourself. Secondly, the company receives a tax deduction for that, giving that bonus. The company also pays a lot less when it comes to out-of-pocket cost in that bonus program, and the company experiences very simple implementation and administration of that program. And just as there's advantages for the company, there's also 4 real good advantages for the executive. The first one is why everybody wants it. It provides the executive with tax-free income for life.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and it also provides a tax-free death benefit to their beneficiaries if something were to happen to them. So that's good to have. And also, it's exempt from Rule 70.5, meaning there's no required mandatory distributions at 70.5, and just as it's exempt of 70.5, it's also exempt of 59.5, which means there's no penalty for early withdrawal as well. So a lot of flexibility with it. The key is it's a tax-free benefit. It's a select benefit for the company, and it's great for retaining employees or even attracting employees with these kinds of programs.
Now, you created this program, so you're the only one that has it?
Well, I'm the only one that I know that's actually built a program around the Internal Revenue Code. And again, that goes back 4 or 5 years ago when I was looking into my own retirement. And that's when I came across this, and I realized, wow, that's great for me, because I didn't have a 401k. I certainly didn't have a pension. And I'm not the only business owner out there that it doesn't have these kinds of things to rely on in retirement, especially for income. So it just made sense as I started to develop my company around both the modern retirement design in our process and our analysis, that this became a huge part of it for my business clients.
He does free consultations. The number to call him direct, it's 480-524-0508. His website is azretirementco.com. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
Correct.
And again, certified by the National Social Security Association.
Advisors.
Did I say it right? Advisors. I'll get it out at one point. It's been a crazy day today, Chad. And we've also got our lines open here for everyone to get a free Social Security analysis. Again, I believe that everyone should be having that. If you haven't had that done, if you're thinking about retiring, retiring is very, very, very important. So again, our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We're going to let you call throughout the rest of the show for everything that you've heard here on the show. So how did you came up this because you needed it? It was a need for you again.
Right. This all started because
of you.
Well, sure, my situation anyway, and not finding clear answers to the questions that I had. Again, it was financial gray matter. So I started digging in. It just has to do with any industry that I was involved in. You have to look at everything out there and you filter it down, and you realize things in this industry are either safe or they're risky, and you find out there's internal revenue codes that offer certain benefits to business owners
that not many people realize that they can get.
Yeah, I haven't talked to a business owner yet that's understood. They've understood key employees protection, but they never understood how it actually worked, and they never knew how to implement it or administer it into their own system. them. They didn't know it was a select benefit, even for themselves. So it develops a personal pension for themsels. So if you're a small business owner, this is perfect for you.
Again, that number to call him is 480-524-0508, azretirementco.com. Okay, so you got to tell us a little bit what else makes the Arizona Retirement Company, the modern retirement design, so different and so special.
Sure, glad to. Basically, Arizona Retirement Company is a retirement consulting firm, and it has a process and a comprehensive analysis that allows the prospective client to see where they are, where they're headed, and if they're on track to reach their goals before they make any important decisions. It just really makes sense. Otherwise, we're walking into a financial institution and we're going to be offered someone's favorite product, someone's fund of the month, and it's the same product, the same fund that they offer to just about everybody that walks in their door. There's nothing special about it. It's not customized for you like this program is. It's a little in depth. You know, we get to know each other pretty good by the time we perform this analysis, and it's actually beneficial to the prospective client because they actually start to think these things out. And if they're married, they start to really have these conversations that are very important. And
if you're not married, you should be thinking about these things.
Absolutely.
And you're older because, you know, you're alone.
Absolutely. You know, it comes down to making sure you save money. You have a budget. You stick to that budget. As far as I'm concerned, your household budget is the cornerstone to any financial or any retirement plan. So let's start there. Let's take a look at these things.
How old are they when they first start coming to you?
50, 55, typically.
So let's say they haven't started. Okay, because everybody that listens to retirement planning all think that takes money to work with you, but you can actually sit down with them, talk to them, find out what they need to do to put that money aside, how much money to start putting aside so that you can retire. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about realizing where you are, where you're headed, and if you're on track to reach your goals. And then if you're not, what do you do to get on track to reach those goals? It's pretty simple when you look at the math. There's a lot of math that goes into it. Again, big computer in the sky gives us the answers. It's all said and done. But you get to see the effects of decisions that you're considering. Let's put it in there and see what would happen. See if that's taking you where you want to go. It's real important that if you just have a 401k and an IRA, you need to know how long that money is going to last you. Based on what your budget is now, we have to look at inflation. We have to look at taxes. Sure, there's a little guesswork there. We don't know what taxes are going to be 5-10 years from now. We don't know what inflation is, but we can adjust that on an annual basis, which allows us to keep this program customized throughout your retirement. It allows us to make changes and good changes based on the fact that the client is empowered. They become able to recognize good decisions.
Now, again, you can help anyone from anywhere. You do free consultations located in Gilbert, but like I said, he can help anyone from anywhere. He's offering for everyone to get a free Social Security analysis. Again, it's pretty much soup to nuts of what you need to know, and I think I would love to have somebody like you who's certified in it to be able to help me with that. The number to call him direct, it's 480-524-0508. His website is azretirementco.com, and he's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. And you can call in here at 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So you came up with the process how?
Just diving into it. I needed to get answers for myself, and what I came across was a void, and realized I'm not the only person in this situation.
Right. When you said small business owners, I want to talk about those small business owners, because when you were talking about their employees, there are some small business owners that don't have employees.
Sure.
Does it matter?
No, they can protect themselves the same way.
Okay, so that means that anybody out there, if you're a home-based business, if you're about turning around to retire, getting ready, this could work for you. I mean, it sounds like it should mean that everybody really should look into it.
Yeah, this is the executive bonus contract is designed for business owners. There's variations of that program that will work for just about anybody when it comes to getting tax-free income, but it's a huge bonus for the business itself and the business owner who needs to give back to himself for his retirement, because all too often we're putting the business first, we're putting employees first, we're putting our time away from family first, everything's first but us. And this will be the thing they get to fall back on, because maybe when they want to sell their business, it's not what they thought it was going to be.
And also, if you don't have a 401k, there's a lot of people that don't. They lost them, right? And they don't have them, and they've kind of they've got to figure out where they're going to stand, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what they need to do, and that's where you come in.
Yeah, that analysis, that comprehensive analysis, is going to pinpoint what you need to know about your own 401k.
Again, that number to call here for that, it's free for you, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. He does free consultations. He's valley-wide. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for this. I believe that everyone should have it. Those women out there, please, that are single, or single men, please, 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 I think it's important. If you're a small business owner, I think this is really important. Again, that number to call him, it's 480-524-0508. It's azretirementco.com.